We live in a world where people are constantly trying to figure out who they are. They want clarity, a definition, something they can point to and say, that's me. So they search, they refine, they label, they build identities they can explain and even stand behind. But what if the problem isn't that you haven't figured yourself out? What if the problem is you're trying to define something that was never meant to be reduced that way in the first place? Because every label you've ever used to describe yourself came from somewhere. It was given to you, picked up over time, or shaped by the world around you. And the more you try to get it right, the more you might be moving further away from what's actually true. This episode is about that identity, where it comes from, why we rely on it, and the question most people never stop to ask. Do you even need it at all? Let's get into it. You're trying to figure out who you are inside a humanity that doesn't fully understand itself. And nobody really talks about what that does to you. We talk a lot about self-awareness, knowing yourself, finding your truth. But there's a deeper question underneath all of that. What happens when the context you're trying to understand yourself within is incomplete? Because humanity is still piecing together its own story, where we came from, who we are, what all of this even means. So we have perspectives, we have theories, we have beliefs, but we don't have one single settled understanding. And whether people realize it or not, that shapes you. Because identity doesn't form in isolation. It forms in a story about what a human is and what a human is supposed to be. I was thinking about the other day. I was standing in the grocery store, looking at shelves full of products. Every single one of them labeled, clear, defined, easy to understand. You can walk by, instantly know what something is, what it's for, and who it's for. But that clearly only exists from the outside. That product doesn't see its own label. And that's what hit me. You see, we move through life the same way, labeled from the outside, or eventually learning to label ourselves. Smart, creative, introverted. You either get labeled, or you unconsciously pick one up and wear it. But here on Unbrand Yourself, we ask a different question. Do you even need the label at all? Because if identity is being shaped inside a humanity that's still figuring itself out, then what are you actually defining? Are you discovering who you are? Or are you just becoming more precise with the labels you've been given? Even in personal branding, we're taught to get clear, more specific, more defined. Find your niche, dial in your message, own your identity. But clarity built on top of something unexamined is still inherited. Because from the inside, you're not a category, you're a niche. You're not a clean one-line definition. That version of you exists for other people looking at you from the outside, but you don't experience yourself that way. You see, from the inside, it's not that clear. It's fluid, it shifts, it contradicts itself sometimes. And that's where people start to feel confused and even disconnected. Not because something's wrong, but because something just doesn't fully fit. So maybe the goal isn't to figure out the perfect way to define yourself. Maybe it's to slow down long enough to notice what was defined for you. Because most people aren't trying to find themselves. They're trying to finalize a label. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed watching this episode, then make sure to like this video and subscribe. I release a video every week, and if someone came to mind while you're watching this, that's probably who it's for. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.